Well, it's been a quiet week here in Lake Scabagon, my hometown. In today's Snow Days Sunday episode, Jared is stuck in a hotel, while Kevin and Pete are stuck at home as a storm buries the East Coast. Jason from Unoriginal Vinyl hops on to say hello and talk about a number of things like the adventures of Pete and Pete, the Skyscraper live event, Uncle Pappy, the Dingees vinyl release, some upcoming and wish wishlist projects.
Last 24 hours, 22 inches of snow is what the Apple app says. And it's like, no, there's about 4 inches. So I don't know how it does its thing, but it is wildly wrong. But it's about to be cold after tomorrow here.
Yeah.
The low on Saturday here is -2 actual temperature.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's gonna be like cold. Tomorrow's low here is 4, and Tuesday is 1 actual temps.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Jason, hello, buddy.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you all?
Oh, we're snowed in. We're great.
Yeah.
Wasting away a Sunday night, yeah.
That's right.
Does snowed in mean, well, I saw the pictures of the Patriots stadium, so I assume that whole New England storm is what, like 6 to 12 inches already?
Well, we're at currently 15 at my house. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So, and I'm 20 minutes from the stadium. So, yep.
Pretty good. Nice work. Congratulations on the win.
Pretty good. From New York. But you're right. Yeah, my chats are blowing up about how excited they are about New England going back to the Super Bowl. But
I suppose it's the fact that you all can celebrate a team east of the Mississippi, even being in the running at all is a good thing. But you guys, I mean, New England's just going to get abolished.
I hope so. Honestly, Jason, I hope so.
It's gonna be a bloodbath. It's not even a comparison. If they could barely beat a team without a quarterback tonight, like barely,
I don't know.
I can't imagine.
I personally have to root. I rooted for Jarrett because when he was with New England, he frequented my place of work often.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a good dude with a good family. I don't know if he can play football, but he's a good dude with a good family.
He looked
had
like
a couple great passes. Okay.
Yeah, he looked like he'd be really good behind the sports commentator desk. Like he's a handsome fellow.
You know, before the snow hit, he was a good dude with a good family.
Yeah,
and had good taste because he came to where I work. So there you go.
Yeah, we can't say we didn't see this coming a mile away.
Yeah.
But we were at the game last week, and it was such a wonderful, beautiful end to the season for us.
I don't agree with that.
It was a lovely thing to watch.
As a Buffalo fan, I don't agree with that. But hey, giddy up.
Yeah.
But respect.
Yeah. What are you guys up to apart from being snowed in? Just what are you chatting tonight?
We're just hanging tonight and just recording and see what happens, you know.
Wild world out there, isn't it?
It really is. I love the color scheme you've got going on, my friend.
Yeah.
Blue.
It's all blue this month, and then I'm mostly through my Roy G. Biv themes. So I've been doing this since I think September or October. A whole red wall, which was obnoxious and kind of gave me a headache.
Sure.
A yellow wall, which, worked for 90-pound wuss, but not really much else. And orange and green and blue now. And then we've got to get into the violets and indigos. So
sure.
I don't know what is wrong with the Googles or the Chat GPTs or the AIs, but when you ask it the separation between violet and indigo, you get a different answer every single color wheel that you reference. It's like one is more pink and one is more like a deep purple.
Sure.
Never is actually the same answer each time. So I got to do my very best on those 2 months. And then maybe an all black wall, maybe an all white wall.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to paint this room some other color than this like weird tan, but I don't know what that color would, like the tan is so ugly that whatever color sits on top of it is going to pop and look more impressive. So if I do something that's really smoothing, like a steel blue or a gray, I don't know, man. It just kind of like your wall, Kevin, you just kind of have You got a splash of color in green there. You got some wood
Yep,
paneling, and that's
That's
probably
Fenway Green right
good
there.
enough.
Yeah.
it is.
Fenway green. That makes sense. But the rest of us guys with our tan walls, we're just gonna have to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. Mine was tan. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do something. And then 10 years later, I did something.
Yep.
Yeah, I listened to your guys' episode recently with, was it Bleach Davy? That was
Oh,
really fun.
nice.
That was a great episode. I met him back in the day a bunch of times on tour, but then to actually become like acquainted and friends with him recently when he came to Denver for some, it was either a Red Rocks concert or a big festival, like one of the artists that he does backline for.
Right.
Maybe it was, or maybe he wasn't doing backline. I think he was actually doing charity work.
He might have been food for the
That makes
hungry
sense.
stuff. Yeah.
Food for the hungry stuff. That's what it was. Yeah, yeah. So a couple of the Bleach guys came out and we got to have tacos and just great vibes with those guys all around. I had a great time.
Nice.
So I'm hoping that there'll be a world where we can put some of those guys' music out. But we were having the debate on whether or not it's like, do we go throughout the whole catalog? There's a couple bands in the mid early 2000s, kind of Christian CCM alternative crossover genre that we can get into the licensing portals and get music from. Where I almost feel like it'd be better to do greatest hits albums, like
Hmm.
hits of Bleach, the greatest hits of Hawk Nelson, a greatest hits of, I don't know, some of these bands that if you asked a fan what their favorite record was, they'd probably all give you a different answer for a different reason.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
So that's kind of tough, but
I mean, if I can put out a word, the Extreme Days soundtrack would be phenomenal. Uh, the other best soundtrack. Yes.
what's on that soundtrack? Give me a couple big.
Bleach is on there. Heartbeat.
Yep. Yep.
Earthsuit, a White Horse, I think, but I'm not sure. Of course, Toby Mac Extreme Days is on there. PAX 217 was in the movie, so they're in there.
Yeah.
I've got to, I've got to look it up to tell you more. But I have the soundtrack; it's just in a book over there. But I can tell you the heavy hitters are there.
Yeah,
You
that,
got Skillet involved.
right.
Well, I
I
don't know.
just Googled it.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
Payable on Death. You heard of them?
Able on
Okay.
that. That's one I'd really like to do, actually.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah.
We're getting more and more tight with Sony on the licensing
Hmm.
piece, which is good. But they still have 3,000 minimums. Like you got to press 3,000 copies.
Mm.
no matter
Sure.
what.
Right.
And you pay all the licensing up front, like as a cash instead of like after you sold copies or everything like that. So
Jeez.
it makes any investment with Sony risky, and it really only works like we're doing one for Record Store Day this year.
Oh,
And
great.
if we sell, like you just have to guarantee the distributor is going to sell all 3,000 units of it before you even take the risk on it and sign the paperwork with Sony.
Mm.
Oh
And
man.
on a separate Christian movie / media note, I really would love to see some of the McGee and Me music put on vinyl.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
There's some really good songs, like the skateboarding episode was
Mhm.
there's some
Oh,
good
oh
jams
man, that
on
one is great. Yeah.
but there's
Yeah.
some good music on it. It's been probably, I don't know, 30 plus years since I've watched any of them, but
Yeah.
I'm sure the second I locked into that, I'd be like, oh, it turns out it was the same guy who wrote Full House, Family Matters, and Step by Step or something like that.
Right.
Right.
We just got him to do it.
Are you involved in the new Carmen biopic or no? I mean,
I'd love to be. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
what a
yeah.
gift that would be.
What a gift.
What a gift. There's a lot of stuff going on with the Christian media empires happening right now, making these movies. And I'm interested to see if there's still an appetite for it crossing over or not. It comes up every 5 years or so that something breaks through
Yeah.
the wall a little bit. If it was the
Mhm.
God is not dead or whatever thing they
Right.
had.
Are they
I
on
think-
3? They're on 4 by now, right? God is not
Yeah.
dead 4.
I got through 38 minutes of that movie and I was just like, I don't care how this ends.
Wow. Good for you.
That's
And the sequel, God is still not dead. And the third one, no, really,
That's-
guys, God's still.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's about 4 more. That's about 31 more minutes than I got through.
Yeah. No, I think it was my wife who's like, this is so bad. This isn't even at all. We can't do it.
My mom has all the DVDs, so
Yeah.
Let's
For
see.
a while, when my daughter was really young, like 3 or 4, my mom made a habit out of getting us the Chosen DVD sets
Oh
every
yeah.
Oh,
Christmas.
okay.
Mm.
And it's just like, you have to watch this with your 4-year-old daughter. And I'm like, which part, which of these storylines do you think she should really check out right now? Let's,
Right?
let's just skip to the end. That's going to be the most exciting, right? Of all the whole thing.
It's perfect for a
Jeez,
kid.
man.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
watched the new Office style comedy, The Promised Land? That's on YouTube.
No, tell me.
What is
I,
that?
I I don't know much about it, but my buddy told me about it, and he goes, "This is like a satirical take, but it's from like the non-satirical Christian media." And I need to watch it still, but it's called not the 1990s Promised Land CBS after Touched by an Angel. Like
Okay.
it's a new The Promised Land, and it's like The Office meets the Bible is what it's billed as. And I'm
Okay.
like, I need
Interesting.
to I need to check it out, but I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
That feels like a snow day thing for me. I'll report back.
Tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys should do. Did you guys? I think you're all probably aligned to this generationally, but you probably were fans of The Adventures of Pete and Pete, yeah, the
Of
show.
Oh yeah.
course, as
Mhm.
as a fellow
Mhm.
Pete, I of course was.
Good. So not only, I think you might have known this, but I went to the house of Pete and Pete with Jason Gleason from Further Seems Forever.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
Uh, I'd not really met him in person other than back when he was touring with Further as just a fan. But when we were
sure.
doing the How to Start a Fire thing, I called him and the record had just come out. And I was like, "You live in New Jersey, don't you?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah." I said, "Are you a Pete and Pete fan?" He's like, "Oh, I grew up on that show. I love it." I'm like, "I found the house where they filmed it and the street that they like. It was just the perfect neighborhood. I've always dreamed of like that's a classic New England neighborhood in my mind
Mhm.
is somewhere
Mhm.
in that part of New Jersey. And so he and I met and we shot promo for the Further Seems Forever How to Start a Fire video. And it made no sense. It had nothing to do with Further or How to Start a Fire. It's just like, hey, it's Jason and Jason at the house of Pete and Pete.
That's awesome.
There's a random dog walking by, and here we go. I'm going to try to promote you buying this record. It was so much fun. And I was thinking about those writers and how well they dialed into the quirkiness and the way that they could create little caricatures of people within the
Mhm.
suburbs. And
Right.
if you watch Snow Day, the movie, it's written by those guys.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
it is
Mhm.
absolutely basically like if Pete and Pete had a movie.
Mm.
They took one of the brothers
Right.
and they just put him somewhere else for the whole episode and focused on one of the Pete's, probably the older Pete's adventure.
Of
That's all
course.
the movie Snow Day is on Nickelodeon. And if you guys are having snow days, I'd highly encourage if you want to get into like Pete and Pete vibes, go recheck out Snow Day because it's really good. It has like the hippos on the soundtrack and like
Nice.
really
Mhm.
good music. Less Than Jake, I think, are on it too. But uh, I love that movie, man. And I don't think people talk enough about some of those Nickelodeon late 90s, early 2000s movies. My wife or my daughter's been on like a big Holes kick lately. She's watched
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Holes like 3 times. I don't know that I love that movie, but I think it is certainly more interesting from a point of view than most of the movies that I see these days that she's interested in.
I'll have to,
Something,
yeah, I'll look that up. I gotta check out Snow Day. I know that
Yeah.
the Pete and Pete was set in Wellsville, New York, as a and I grew up, not grew up. I went to college real close to Wellsville, New York, so we always talked about how Pete and Pete was there. But then I found out it was filmed in Jersey, and you
yeah,
can tell it's much more Jersey
it's very Jersey.
than Western New York, Wellsville, New York. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a great series. I still listen to their podcast every now and again. It's kind of gotten weird lately, but those two had a podcast for many years.
Yeah.
Danny Adventures of Danny and Mike. And they'd have fun guests like what's his face, who was the strongest man in the world, Artie, that
Yep.
actor
Yep.
on a bunch. And now it's turned into like a dramatic theater radio broadcast show.
Okay.
Like it
Mm.
sounds like the
Interesting.
Mercury Theater in the 40s. They just did an episode for Christmas where the lady from in their mind, they told a dramatic retelling of the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2, but she's a serial killer and she goes around murdering people with her pigeons.
Oh
It's a
my
wild,
gosh.
it's a wild scene.
Yeah, I
But
listened a little bit at the very beginning of their podcast, but I haven't brought it back up. So now I'm glad to know what I'm in store for.
I
Guess
just
that.
saw, because of Alex Honnold climbing that skyscraper yesterday. I just saw a
Yeah,
thing today
Skyscraper
that was
Live.
like, but it was like, isn't it a good thing that Alex Honnold became a rock climber? Because he would be a serial killer, right? Like he's just, and they were referencing the like he's just so unmoved by things. I mean, like it's
Right.
been discussed endlessly how he doesn't react the way the rest of us do
Sure.
to like emotionally charged things or fear.
He's
But
just
that
on the
was,
spec he's just on the spectrum completely.
yeah, and he's somehow channeled that into the perfect thing to be like elite at something
Yes.
Oh,
because
good.
of that way of being.
Oh,
It's
good
it's
for
kind of
him. That
amazing.
was what that was compelling. I don't know if any. I know you watch
Watched
it,
it.
Jared.
I
Oh, my
watched it.
hands were literally
Yeah.
sweating as he was climbing. I'm like on the couch, like I'm dying, and he's waving.
I
Oh,
was thankful that it was rain out because I had to work on Friday night, and so
Yeah.
I got to watch it Saturday, and I was stoked. Yeah.
You know, I don't know about you, but the like old man and even worse, the old grandmother inside of me when he was standing on that very top spire and just kind
Mm.
of taking it
Get
all
down.
in. I'm like, sit down. You sit down, mister. Don't do that. You sit down now.
you
Okay,
know what
okay,
the
you've
word?
been long enough.
Oh, when he was climbing one of those like dragons, I was just like, don't leap. You'll make it. Just don't
Right.
leap.
And you don't need to do it that way. You just go up the
No.
side, go
Yeah.
around it.
No, you
I thought
as
the
soon as he
Just
was like
a ladder there.
he was shimmying across the windows and waving to the people. I'm like, you know that you can just keep going up. You don't have to go up the dragon. You're not you what is that like a 2 more million per dragon? What was happening?
The worst part to me was when he was all done and he came back down and he was with his wife and she was like locked in and he's like, let's take selfies. Like, dude, get away from the edge. You did it. Like, get over there where it's safe. Stop doing this. Like, get inside the building and get down. You made it. Like, don't tip fade any longer.
And their mic is live, and she's like, "I think I have to keep strapped in, right? I have to keep the." I'm
Yeah.
I
like,
better. I might as well.
It was great though when he stood up and all he did is like sick. Like he's just a dirtbag climber at his
right.
core. You know what I
My
mean?
my my my
Like
comms are gone. Where are my tunes? My
Yeah,
comms are
this
gone.
is
Where are my?
unacceptable. I wanted falling in reverse right now.
I'm not worried about talking to anybody, but my tunes are gone. Okay.
well, yeah, like could you imagine having to answer questions while you're doing that?
Oh yeah, right.
Oh,
Like
nope.
that seems like such a distraction where you'd want to be pretty locked in on
I
what you're
think the
doing.
comms were gone on purpose, actually. So even if you didn't have music, your comms are gone. So Seth Rollins and whoever was at the podium can't like spook you, you know?
Right?
Yeah, it was funny to see like Mark Rober try to put on his first effort at correspondence. Like you could tell it wasn't his natural lane, but
Yeah.
he was putting an honest effort as opposed to
Yeah,
Seth Rollins, who was just like,
yeah,
bro, I don't know. This is stupid. He's like not adding anything to it, like other
uh,
than the normal guy's reaction.
right. I'm just here for WWE Taipei 101.
But then those cameramen, I was also like, who are you people that are
Well,
just dangling off the side of this? Because that's also terrifying.
that's his buddy that started with him at the very. So I know you tune in late,
Is it
Jared, but
Jimmy Chin? Is that who it was?
whatever buddy was hanging with him at the very bottom, I think he got harnessed in and was following him up.
Well, I know
Yeah.
Jimmy Chin's done a bunch, like he did Free Solo, right? Who's
Okay,
he's like a National Geographic guy, but
yeah,
also an elite rock climber and skier. He did Meru, the documentary where they climbed like it's some crazy mountain in the Himalayas where he both
mm,
filmed it and climbed it in these insane blizzard.
right,
So he's like a whole different kind of crazy animal in my mind of he's
right.
doing the work but also in the middle of the climb part of it. But I'm pretty sure he did Free Solo, so I wonder if it was him
I didn't catch the
as the
name,
cameraman.
and it's been a bit
He's a
since I've
cool
seen Free
follow on
Solo, but
Instagram as
he's
well,
cool.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Chin.
yeah.
You guys do what I did after that whole thing and like go, where's Where's Taiwan? I'm going to look that up right now.
Yeah, right.
Uh, it's out there. I know over there on that side.
East, somewhere east.
I know 8 p.m. I mean, for East Coast, 8 p.m. our time was 9 a.m. their time. So
Right.
it's the other side.
I did the same thing when what's his face Russ ran across all of Africa, like the whole western side of Africa from the bottom to
Oh yeah.
top for like
Mm.
a year. I was like, oh, I don't even know where um, Cote d'Ivoire is. I need to find
Hmm.
this out on the map. And so now I have a very slightly more, if I did a couple more laps on it, I think I could have a pretty good idea of the Southeast Asia adjacency
Right.
between
Mhm.
Vietnam and Taiwan and Thailand, all these places. I didn't realize how close Taipei was to Jakarta. I didn't realize that Jakarta is the world's largest, most populous city now. I learned all of that
Hmm.
last night. You know?
Nice.
Right. If anything, it helps you learn more about this great world we live. Yeah.
Sure,
Mhm.
sure. I
That's
was
right.
like, okay, Singapore was where relative to this and that.
Right.
Okay. I always watch Yes Theory. Do you guys watch the Yes Theories on YouTube ever? That's
Mm.
fantastic. It's really, really great content. It's very positive and it's very exploratory. And these guys just kind of have this mission statement for the last 10 years to just say yes to everything. And they'll
Oh,
drop
okay.
themselves off in the middle of nowhere on an adventure in Scotland to explore castles, or they're just drop off and the rule will be like, you have a flip phone only, and we're going to drop you off on an island. You don't even know where you are in the world, and you have no technology, and just go meet people. And they'll just
That's
meet people
wow.
and just like stay with them. And they have like basically maybe $100 of currency. It's fantastic. It's a really great show. And they've done some of the most amazing, for me, like eye-opening. I didn't realize this part of the world existed. That's so cool. There's this island where it's 3,500 miles from everything in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And why do people live there? I have no idea, but that's kind of in the
Right.
world we live in, a very soothing, comforting thought.
Mm.
Be
Yes.
3,500 miles from anything else that's going on in the world.
Kind of envy those folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, yes.
I just found it. I followed it. So that'll
Those
be
guys
great.
they're so fun. Every episode they do is just a fascinating look at. And I don't watch television, so I don't have any shows that I watch or anything
Sure.
like that. I'll just have a couple of those little things that I'm subscribed to that is just kind of like, oh yeah. The, I don't really like the Mr. Beast videos most of the time, but the one that he just did on future technology was wild.
Really?
Oh, like flying cars, like you got in a, race against a flying car to this guy's work, and the flying car just took out to the ocean while he had to stay like in traffic in LA to try to get to this one spot. I didn't realize flying cars. I guess I could have thought, yeah, if you took a drone and you scaled it to the point where it could hold weight, like a
Right.
human's weight and an engine's weight, I guess you could have a flying car. That's effectively what it is. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then they're cloning woolly mammoths now. So they've gotten as far as
Yeah.
Right.
the mouses. There's like now woolly mouses, a new species using DNA from a woolly mammoth. And they're like, yeah, we're within a decade to have the first born woolly mammoth.
Because that's Kevin Kelly has something to do. There's like a whole society, right, that's
Mhm.
focused
Yeah.
on bringing back extinct animals,
They
which
brought
is
back
wild.
they brought back wild wolves, like some sort of historic
Yeah.
3,000-year
Yeah.
old extinct wolf. And Mr. Beast made it a birthday cake. So
It
some of
seems
that
like a
stuff.
good use of our technology now. Like that's a cool project.
The
Right.
only Mr. Beast thing I've seen lately is, I mean, I grew up as a big David Letterman fan, so he has that new show on Netflix. My next guest needs no interruption, and Mr. Beast was one episode this season, and it was just fun for me to watch Letterman just tick off Mr. Beast because he just, Letterman's brand of humor is, I'm an old man, I'm gonna start yelling, and Mr.
Mhm.
Beast is like, I'm zoned in, I have a multi-million dollar empire. Why are you yelling right now? And it made for just off the hook fun, a fun episode. So that was
And
fun.
probably the best indicator of what it's going to be like for us to be that version of the old man yelling on the
Yeah,
porch to an
yeah,
alpha gen person.
yeah.
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
they value. I follow
I loved it.
do you guys follow Uncle Pappy on social media?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Oh, this is great. So Uncle Pappy for the last 2 years has been my like go-to daily affirmation guy. He's a Florida guy that just sits in an alligator pond. He's got a
Okay, I've
mustache.
seen this
Just
guy.
Oh,
that
I've seen
Yeah.
this guy. Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
does
yeah.
nice things. He's like, "Oh, just got to get out there, man, and just breathe the fresh air, take a deep breath because we only got one life to live." You know what I mean?
Yep.
This has been my guy, right? For 2 years plus, I've just been like, yeah, I need some Uncle Pappy dosage in my life. Well, this week, he posted a video on Tuesday. He's like, y'all, some of y'all have been wondering about me, and maybe I heard some rumors circling around on the internets and everything like that. Like, what's my backstory? Who am I in real life? And I'm just gonna come right out and real clean here, just tell you right now. And he snaps his fingers, and he's a 30-year-old fit guy. The whole time he's just had a Snapchat filter on his face, and he's
Oh
been
my
playing a
gosh.
character.
What?
And my
Wow.
brain just went, what? Because I'm so as a person above 40 now, I'm
Mhm.
Yeah.
so conditioned to just take what I see at face value. And I would have never in
Yeah,
my wildest dreams assumed that's not a real person.
for
And it
sure.
Oh my
just
gosh.
it is just this filter. And he went on the Pete Holmes podcast, You Made It Weird, and explained
Yep.
his
That's a great
rationale for doing
podcast.
this. He
Hmm.
explained his rationale for doing this and everything, and he was afraid that he was going to get just the absolute worst backlash in the world for people like feeling conned by his performance. And he's like been getting nothing but celebratory like high fives, and the world has just been like, "Hey man, that's a wonderful thing that you just brought levity and pathos to the world that needs it so badly. Good on you, and good on you for having such wisdom for a young person.
Mhm.
Also, don't don't change. Keep Pappy here. We still need him. Like
That's
keep
cool.
doing it." And he's like, "Yeah,
Right.
of course." He's talking on Pete Holmes' podcast about how like Pappy is the best manifestation of mindfulness in his own life. So he's the
Hmm.
aspiring version of himself that he can look at and ask for wisdom whenever he's going through something personally as a struggle. He's like, what would Pappy's interpretation of this situation be? And it's something that
Right.
he's created in his mind. It's just like classic emotion focused therapy plus mindfulness kind of classic behavior. It's just
That's
been
amazing.
now uh, co-opted into a character. He described it like Pee Wee Herman. Like there was Paul Rubens, but everybody assumed Paul Rubens was Pee Wee Herman. But
Right.
Right.
so he's like, I feel bad that I didn't lead with this, but I also don't feel bad at all.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
started off being kind of funny, like the AI used to, and the Snapchat filter used to look so bad that it was so obvious that I was just like putting on a character's face. And as
Right.
time got better, the Snapchat filter got better. I just kept doing it, and I started off by like making fun of English people, just saying like we need to separate ourselves from England. And everybody thought it was kind of funny, but there was probably only 800 people in the world who thought that was a funny joke to play, an old man yelling at England. He's like, the second I switched it over to just nothing but nice Florida guy energy, like
Right.
it's funny how in the last 5 years we've pivoted from the like hotbed of psychopathy being originally Florida for the last like 20 years,
Yeah.
Mhm.
held the
Right.
Mhm.
champion seat. And now they moved for a real brief bit over into the Seattle, Portland, northwestern sort of side of things. Like that's the craziest hotbed on earth. And we're living in the Minneapolis is the craziest place on earth moment in time right now.
Right.
And it's just, I kind of miss Florida being the crazy place where crazies are.
Mhm.
I mean, there was a
Yep.
whole HBO Max series about Florida Man. I mean,
Florida man, yeah.
yeah, I miss it too, for sure.
Those were good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Because
Oh,
the craziness that was inherent to those places was very different than the energy of Portland or Minneapolis. Like
right.
Yeah.
there's a real and present danger in the new modern world of crazy places to live. Whether it's perceived or whether it's real, these people are obviously just proud of their community and representing the things that
Mhm.
they believe in and champion for social justice. At Florida, it felt like a Jimmy Buffett concert gone wrong.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
It felt like we were just at Tiger King's alligator farm. That's all we felt at. It
A
wasn't.
true wild and reckless, lawless place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we
Oh,
talked about this maybe on this podcast,
I
but
think
it's
we did.
if you could live one place, what's one place you could never live in the rest of your life? For me, it was always Florida, but just with Pappy, Uncle Pappy giving me so much positivity all the time. And truth be told, most of the times I've been to Florida, everybody's been very nice. I've enjoyed my
Right,
time
right.
there.
Right.
Going along the 30A highway, any of those towns along the 30A,
Yeah.
everybody's in a
Mhm.
great, always up there.
Oh
I
yeah.
like to
Oh
think of
yeah.
that as South Alabama, though, don't you guys? I don't think of that.
Yes.
That's
Oh
where
yeah.
I lived in like middle school and high school, was the Panhandle, just a few miles from Alabama. So it's a whole different Florida than people think
Totally.
of when they think of Florida. It's way more Alabama than Florida.
It totally
That's
is.
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
sure.
We went down there
Yeah.
for a half marathon one time, and it's like the second we got there, they're like, "Where y'all from?" "Well, we flew down from Seattle." "You flew that far? You guys got to come over for dinner on our boat tonight. Come on, we don't know you,
Right.
but come on over."
And it's one of the boats with like the fan on the back. Yeah.
Totally.
The
Yeah.
food just keeps getting
Where are
sucked.
we going? I thought we were just eating in the harbor here. No, no, no.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Gonna go critter beating. Yeah.
So go back and watch some Uncle Pappy stuff because Uncle Pappy will make you happy. And then when you realize that there's that much thought and cleverness behind it, it even made
Oh
it better.
yeah.
It actually enriched the experience. Once I kind of got over I'm so stupid. I can't believe I fell for that. Now that I
Right.
look at it, I might have been able to tell, but I can't tell. I
Right.
still
Right.
it looks like it's a real person.
And I'm super far behind on it because I love that you made a weird podcast with Pete Holmes. He's a New Englander as well, and like
Mhm.
I loved his podcast, and I'm so far behind, but I just added that to my queue to listen to that episode. That's cool.
Yeah, he doesn't even get into it until like an hour, as typical of You Made It Weird
Yeah.
podcast.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
they
I
talk
mean,
about everything from, I don't know, man, everything Pete Holmes always talks about
I love
for
it.
like an hour
Yep,
and a half, and then he finally gets over into,
yep,
hey, what did you do, Uncle Pappy?
yep. Oh,
We don't know anything about podcasting like that.
no
No.
idea. No. In fact,
Strict
Yeah,
agenda for us. Yeah.
let's add Pete Holmes to that because he'd be right at home. So let's go right
Mhm.
at Holmes. No, all right, sorry.
and
Oh.
them doing the
Well, I
Zoom.
think he went to Gordon College
He
too.
did. A good friend of
Oh
mine
yeah.
was a first year like introduction leader with him, and she's like, yeah, the Pete Holmes you see is the Pete Holmes who is Pete Holmes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice when somebody gets to put on their authentic self everywhere they've shown up, and then the rest of the world catches up to it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
oh, we
Mhm.
really like everything that this guy's about.
Yep. Yep.
That's
Mhm.
good for him. Um, that's funny. So, Dingees comes here in a couple days. I think it gets here like on Tuesday.
Ooh.
Excited to see that. That's going to be really fun.
I
Nice. Yeah, I
mean,
was going to ask
Been that for the
when
first.
pre-orders will be launching.
Once it's arrived, and it has to go from BC, British Columbia, all the way over to New York. I think it's Merrick where the distributors merch house is. So probably in like a week and a half, we have everything ready for it, and
Mhm.
probably just need to shoot a couple socials and things like that. I'm sure that Ethan talked on it on your podcast about it just a couple weeks ago. But that was before I think everything was finalized. So I just want it to get into those guys' hands. And the nicest part about that story was just getting to press with a band ultimately that had played with the Dingees a lot back in the day, the Pirates.
Yes.
They were
Oh,
a
yeah.
piece of they were a piece of the Christian, especially that dirtier punk scene
Yep.
that
Mhm.
existed kind of in the sort of offing of what Tooth and Nails pop punk world was. You also
Yep.
had this Ballydouse, Officer Negative, the Pirates, all these special guest type of bands that were in a very tight clique together,
Mhm.
playing these very small shows. But I go back and watch some of those shows on YouTube, especially the Pirates, and they became the Blackjacks afterwards. I was at this
Yep.
show, the Blackjacks, in 2002 at Cornerstone. It was one of the most awesome, legendary shows ever. You can actually go onto YouTube and watch it now. And the singer of both bands, Billy, runs this pressing plant in BC. So I went up and saw
Oh,
him
cool.
a couple months ago and watched the way that he does things. It's just perfectly DIY, the way that you would think of guys with a lot of DIY skill coming up with a funny way to make
Mhm.
vinyl in their own unique, just old school way. A lot of the Canadians on the western side of Canada do things in a
right.
very hands-on, tactile way. It's
Mhm.
not particularly as celebrated as it should be, but he definitely presses records that way. And so we
Yeah.
made like 15 band copies that just look incredible. Like they are I can't remember what they call them, but they're just like superstar, amazing wax mage style looking variants for the band.
Nice.
Cool.
And just to have that story of the Dingees cohort pressing the
Yeah.
record for them, it meant, I think, as much on both ends for
Yeah.
guys like Mike Legg who just still value that in his real life every day. Like, I just
Right.
want this
Right.
one pressing plant, and usually you can't give the bands everything that they want, but in that case, we got lucky. So,
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
yeah.
Nice.
Ethan was stoked about it for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
he wasn't getting the pressings until the next day, but
Yeah.
it's so cool. It's so cool that's
Sound,
happening.
it sounds so good too. We got it completely
Does it?
remastered from the original master tapes and everything like that. It sounds like a modern punk record.
That's
Like
cool.
it doesn't
Nice.
sound anything like it came out in 1998. It just sounds really, really good. And so,
Awesome.
yeah.
Nice. I can't wait.
And then one of the guys from the Dingees did most of the layout himself, which was even better.
Really?
He
Yeah.
did it exactly to his specifications, got all that retrospectives and everything, and he's a really talented graphic designer, so it all worked out just perfectly. I'm excited to see that be the first kind of release of the year, and we've got a lot of stuff like that in the works right now that we're trying to put together and trying to see, it's funny with this year in particular, there are so many titles that are celebrating big anniversaries that
Right.
Hmm.
we don't have the resources or time. Both Bruno and I are just so enormously busy with our real lives right now that thinking about trying to put together as many records as we would like is probably not going to be possible. But you had like 96 would be 30th anniversary pressings. You got Joe Christmas, North to the
Right.
Future, which we're doing and we've talked about doing for a long time. I wrote an amazing short story for it that I'm really proud of. That's a fictional but very realistic to my entire life story. It's like biographical, but kind of fictional at the same time.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Meditation as you're listening to, you get to like grab a whiskey and you get to listen to the record and you get to read this meditation story that I wrote. And that'll be fun. But like Value Pack's the 30th anniversary. We've reached out and talked to Ryan. Ryan doesn't really want to talk about Value Pack at all.
No,
Like
he doesn't.
Interesting.
he's not interested, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. Like I
Right.
want to do it. Driver 8 Watermelon is
Hmm.
30th anniversary.
Hmm.
People ask for that, but that's a really risky one. I don't know that we'd be able to sell as many copies as we need to. I think there's a lot of very vocal people, but they don't number 500 in any
Right.
world.
Hmm.
And I think, did you guys interview them or was it Rumors Are True? I think Rumors Are True was
I think it was
Probably
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
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 Jeremy's done it. Yeah, yeah. So I think they would be stoked on the idea of doing it. But that's 30 years ago. 25th anniversaries would be like ludicrous, throwing
Mhm.
Right.
myself.
Yeah,
That would be
right.
great. But every time I've talked to Josh about it, he's just not stoked at all. He's
Doesn't
like
care.
embarrassed. Same with Chris from 238
Mm,
for
Right.
Regulated Chemicals. Like those guys are just not excited to talk about those particular bands.
mm,
And they've also both kept a musical repertoire going for so long that
Hmm.
they would rather
Hmm.
you focus on their new stuff
Right.
and not think about something in their minds that they wrote a long time ago. Yeah, we've got cool artwork and stuff worked up, but we just got to make sure that it's still not worth doing if the bands are or if there's nobody championing from their camp.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, what's your take on that? Because I feel like there's this push and pull between the human beings who make it, who are like, here, present day, I want you to care about what I do, but they also made art that's not really theirs anymore because people, like it's kind of the world they're in, right? If it's
Yeah.
personal, but also they don't own it, and people are connected to things from their past, and they don't want to live in the past, which is fine, which makes
Yeah.
sense. But there are people who really care about something they did in the past. How do you feel about that as this person who like literally is working inside of that tension?
Like I said, I have to show them, starting with me, the amount of effort that I'm willing to go to tell their story visually.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And if they say, "Why are you doing this? Are you doing this to make money?" The answer is absolutely not. The
right.
answer is I'm just such a fan. I want this thing to exist.
right.
And
Yeah.
the truth is, with like 238, Chad Johnson was going through a really hard time a couple years ago. I was really helping him through some stuff with Furnace Fest, and he's just having a bummer season in life. And I sent him
Hmm.
my original copy that I had, the original uh, Take Hold Records fold over like paper copy of Regulate the Chemicals, and it wasn't one that he ever kept. And it was a big turning point for him. Like it really made his day, and it really helped him to sort of get through a tough little season. And I kind of want to get that record back. And maybe that
Yeah.
story alone is worth telling to Chris Staples and just being like, this is my motivation to tell you the truth. And he might see the humanness to that and think there's, some benefits to it. Some of the other ones that I'm looking at right now are like Zayo self-titled to 25th anniversary. We obviously want to do that one. It's been out of print for a long time. I really want to get Dave Rankin to do like his gross, grimy style, but of like a guy in the green corporate suit with the tie and like cover art basically, but in his visual style would be really interesting because it's not macabre, it's not monstrous, it's not grotesque. It's just a guy who's defeated because he has to go to a corporate job, and nobody can relate to that more than I can at this point in my life. So seeing his artwork adapted to that to do a compliment like an art piece or an art print for that record, as well as the original art, which I think looks amazing. I still love the original artwork for that, even though it was very different than everything they had done prior to it.
Right.
I think it'd be really, really fun to keep that sort of series going of cool Dave Rankin artwork. Let's see, 2006, some of the big ones, obviously, Under Oath, Define the Great Line came out with the biggest thing that Tooth and Nail at that point had ever been associated with at all. Suck Out the Poison. Suck Out the Poison's been done for probably 2 years now. We just finally have the means to get it pressed, and it's going to happen.
Cool.
So that's exciting. And we've been working with Skylar on it and working with those guys just want the option to have as many variants as they can possibly get. We're going to be able to provide that for them, I think, which is cool.
Sweet.
Smile, It's the End of the World from Hawk Nelson comes out, but I kind of would rather just do like a Jason Dunn greatest hits Hawk Nelson record. Like all the stuff, there's like 4 amazing songs on every Hawk Nelson record, but I don't think collectively each one of those records is dynamite.
Right.
There's a lot of filler. So something like that would be cool. We really want to do Loud and Clear from Supertones with Matt Needed.
That would be awesome, yeah.
That'd be cool.
And then another funny story is I've been working on like some original Under Oath stuff for like the Take Hold years, the Cries from the Past, Active Depression records. They're just really weird, sleazy metal records that aren't very good, but I found the original guy who painted all of the paintings for them. So there's totally different artwork for those records that originally were done that got turned into a graphic design file that looks very different. But I found the original painter, and he's like, yeah, if you look at this image and you cock it, you can actually see what this original painting looked like before Take Hold put some like graphics and fonts and sort of scribble over it. And so it'd be fun to unarchive some of that stuff for people, for fans that own those records, even if they know that they're not very good. So I have some selling to do. That's fun. And then Record Store Day, just a really cool release that I've been working on for forever for Record Store Day for like the last 5 years. Let's get me on in like 3 months to talk about that one. And that'll be a whole story in and of itself because that's really, really fun.
Done and done. 3 months. You got it.
Yeah.
Locked in right now.
It'll be announced certainly very soon, and it's getting pressed right now. So I got to go pick up the test pressings and everything like that. But that one's really fun. Nobody cares about it except for me. Like literally nobody cares about it except for the people who are investing in it for me.
I mean, time out. Maybe we do care. Time in.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just alternative 90s stuff. Like you always see me obsessing over and fanboying over. It's like one hit wonder 90s.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And it can do really, really well. Or people can be like, I'm not here for all that. I don't even remember this one. You might remember the CD artwork or something like that. But this one, I edited one of the demos, the original demo of the biggest song that this band ever had. I edited it myself and put it on the record, like my own edit of it, which is really, really fun. So
wow,
I'm so damn curious.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like the series you're doing right now of the 90s that you've been putting in your stories.
Yeah.
Every song is like, oh, I love that song. I love that song. It's like back to back to back to back. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was that band in any of those.
Yeah. I don't know how those things go over. I never know. I just do them because I'm like,
oh, they're fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more 90s than early 2000s as far as like
you can like go to the button on my profile and there's like a whole entire 90s button. You can just watch all the copyright have been now messing with those songs and taking the audio away for some of them, which sucks. But
yeah, numerous times I've checked out that 90s button for sure.
yeah, and then you go, now I did over 100 on that button, and so now I had to create a second button.
Second one,
Yep,
right?
yep, because that highlight now has 100, and you have to do a volume 2, right?
Yeah. My wife's calling me up to go to bed, so I gotta go
Understood.
to bed.
Okay.
It's been a long day for Broncos, but you can use it or you can throw it all away. It's just fun to talk to you guys. I love talking.
Well, thanks for
Fun
coming
to talk
on.
to you.
You
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
been
to
great.
air it. This is just a great hanger. You can air it out. It doesn't matter. Whatever you guys want.
You know us.
Cool.
We'll use it.
It's all in Kevin's
It's always
hands.
it's always good hanging. You need to come back to Providence.
Thanks for talking nonsense. All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right, man.
All
Great
right.
to see you,
Night.
my
You
friend.
too.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, our hangout tonight was fruitful.
Hey, at the minimum, we were passing time, which is always a goal. So
Yeah.